What's happening? I'm Michael and this is Budget Builds. Welcome back, or if you're new to this channel, we save rusty, crusty old cars from junkyards and scrapyards and places like that. What is happening, Budget Builders, and welcome back to the channel. Once again, I want to thank everyone so much for all the positive love and support that we've had so far on this channel. I've been really having a great time, and I hope you guys are too. I know you guys have been wanting to see it. I know you want to see us get back on that Porsche, and I want to apologize that we haven't had a chance. It's been pouring rain here. It's awful. It's nasty, and we've been waiting on a couple parts to come in, and they're here. Yep, that's right, a full set of pans for the Porsche. Also got the pedal box and everything for it, so we should be able to get everything underneath rust-wise wrapped up so we can get that car back down on the ground. Now these came from Restoration Design Incorporated out of Canada. Now these aren't sponsored, I wish they were, but they were super reasonable and they have tons of parts if you guys need anything. They make just about anything aftermarket. We were able to get these for, I think they were $600 or $650 for everything here, plus $50 shipping, which I'd say that's a great deal, especially if we can get that car back down on the ground. If you guys want to keep an eye out, we'll have a video on that later this week. Don't worry, we'll get back to it. Today we're going to jump into something that I've been wanting to share with you guys. This is kind of, I wouldn't say my pride and joy, but this is one that's really special to me just because of how weird and different and odd it is. I know a lot of you are going to say it's ugly, and trust me, yes, it's an ugly little car. But it's a fully hand-built fiberglass car from the early 70s. I don't have a ton of information on it. That's one thing that you get with a car that's one of a kind. There's literally not another one of these in the world. I was actually surfing Marketplace and found this sucker, found the ad for a estate sale in, I don't remember where it was, somewhere up in North Carolina. It was about a 2-hour drive. But we decided the night before, my dad and I, to drive up. It was about a 2-hour drive up. We were trying to buy other stuff, of course, because why not? But this is the only thing we came home with, thankfully. We did pay a little bit for this. I think after fees and all, it was like $2,300 what we ended up paying for it. But it's one of those things, how do you put a price on it? It's weird and different. And even driving home, I had 4 people come up to me sitting in Wendy's eating our meal. So that's just one of the things that I enjoy about some of these cars, just the weird, different. I enjoy the conversations. That's what it's about for me. You know, it's not showing off or anything. That's why I drive weird, different, slow. It doesn't hurt my feelings just because, you know, I enjoy bringing this stuff back to life. Now, this car has been sitting since '85. Was in a barn. They had just drug it out when we got there. It was still, well, you see, it's still covered in dust. Still the dust that's been on it. You only get that once. But I'm going to tear into this thing. We're going to see if we can get the sucker to run, see kind of what's going on there. I have no idea what we're working with. I have tried to turn it over, and I think it's frozen. So we'll see. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to take you guys along with me, and I hope you enjoy it. I want you guys to do me a favor. Go down in that comment section. Tell me what you think this car is. I don't want to tell you guys what it is yet. Tell me what you think it is. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Alright, I'm coming to you from the future. I realize I forgot to show you guys a walk around of this car so you could make your guesses. You see it's kind of a hodgepodge, weird little house carpet in here. 3-speed on the column. That dash may tell you guys what it is. It does have a back seat. Funky, weird 61 Dart wings and taillights, Continental package. Got some big fat keystones on the back here.
Sorry, Daddy.
It's all right, baby.
You need to lock.
Oh. All right, let's jump back into it.
Hi, Arno. This is my daddy's jump car.
Oh, is it?
I'm just going to play somewhere else. I'm just going to play on the back of that green car.
All right, so here it is. Doesn't look too terrible.
What's that? Too terrible? Too terrible?
Just a simple little engine down in here. And you see one of the little spark plug nipples is broken there. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these spark plugs out. Let's take a look at them, see how they look. See if we can see why the sucker seems to be stuck. Just kind of get an idea of what we got going on here.
4K. It's 4K.
All right, so we got plugs pulled out. I dropped one of them up underneath the car.
Underneath the car?
Yep. But you can see that one doesn't look very bad. This one doesn't look very bad. But there's where our issues start.
Really?
This one and this one both have some water in them.
Both has some water.
And you see the intake. You see the carburetor here sitting wide open, and the vent tube here is not on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this valve cover off. Let's see what we're working with here. We may end up having to pull this head.
There's the Maggle glass. That's the Maggle glass.
Yeah, that's the Maggle glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure that one fits.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
It
Thank
fits.
you.
It's good, Daddy.
Okay, so looking from the outside, I would never have expected this. But look at that funk. Oh my goodness. Funk.
What?
I don't know. The cylinders aren't happy in the rear, but they did not look like that. I mean, honestly, it looks like,
And there's more.
see how the paint's ate away? Like someone poured battery acid down it or something? I have no idea. I did not expect to find that. I've never seen a valve train that bad.
A drip on.
I guess all we can do at this point is let's start pulling this head off and, and seeing if there's anything savable on this little engine. That really stinks. But we'll make something happen. You know we will. All right, now you guys have seen what we're working with. Wow, this is a mess. I have no idea what in the world happened. But all we can do is dig in. What I'm going to first do is I'm going to take the vacuum cleaner. We're going to suck all this junk off of here. I've got this rust terminator from Crest Industries. It's an industrial lubricant. Hopefully break some of this stuff loose. We're going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and pop off the intake and exhaust manifold, get everything loose there, take our hoses off, and see about popping this head off. You're a goof. All right, go ahead. All right, so there it is, heads off. Took a little while, but honestly wasn't too bad. Most of the bolts really weren't that crusty. It's just the internals of the engine. And if you can see here, I think I figured out why this thing got parked. See how pretty and clean that piston is? So it looks like what happened. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you can tell. Yummy. But it looks like what happened is this thing had a nasty blown head gasket. Yeah, this thing had a nasty blown head gasket. And that's why it ended up getting put up. All that crust on top was from coolant that had actually blown up through. Looks like it just blasted up through the intake. As you saw when I pulled it off, it was just full of crust and crispies. What's a shame is honestly, you know, this right here could be cleaned up as well as that. That one's too far gone. I don't know. It's shot. I mean, you look all down in there, looks just terrible. I'd say this thing looks like it came up from the Titanic. It's pitiful. So I think at this point what the plan is we're going to go ahead and pop this motor out. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a 1500 Austin engine. Can't tell you what the car is yet. This is 1500 Austin engine, and I know there's some other engines like the 1800s out of an MGB that'll fit in this. I guess I shouldn't say that. There's other engines that'll fit in here that'll bolt right in place. And with that new engine, it'll give us a 5-speed, and we'll come up through the floor of the 5-speed and instead of having that 3-speed on the column, which will make this thing a little bit more driver's friendly. So what we'll go ahead and do now, let's start tearing the rest of the accessories, the alternator, off of this sucker, pop the starter off, and let's go ahead and get it unbolted from the transmission. Pop this little sucker out of here. So I just thought this was kind of cool. You can see right there that this car actually has a hand crank on the front right there. Not sure where it's supposed to, how you're supposed to get to it. But I just thought that was really cool, and you guys might think that's interesting. All right, so I'm tired, worn out, barely got a back left, but I think she's ready to pop out of here. I'll show you everything that I've gotten loose. Let's throw a strap on this sucker and hoist it out. You see I got the exhaust hanging loose here. We took all the bolts out from around the bell housing, the motor mounts here. I took the whole motor mount loose on this side so we can rock this sucker up and hopefully get it to slide off of the dowels there. Got the starter loose, alternator off, and we did have to pull the clutch slave so we could get to one of those bolts. But otherwise, that's all there is to it. All right, so there's a motor hanging there and a blown out back and an empty hole and a crusty old transmission. Everything down there is real nice and solid, so we got a good bay to work out of, literally. All right, y'all, well, there it is, the start to another rebuild, bringing another crusty car back to life. Tell me what you guys think about this little ride. It's weird, it's different, it's ugly, and it's one of a kind. This is the only one in the world. That's why I had to have it. That's why I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for all the positive love and support that we've had on this channel. We've got a lot more coming up on the Porsche, and we have a couple more builds coming up really soon that I think you all will really enjoy. I'm gonna try a few things out, maybe do something, I don't want to give it away, but roadkill style. If you guys want to see more on these on the builds that we have so far and a bunch of other fun builds that we have coming up, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you guys so much. Catch you on the flip side.